endless possibilities. I dare say our destination will soon be in sight.
Enjoying yourself for a change?
Come now. There's no cause for panic. This one might make for a worthy opponent.
Might you have a moment to speak further? Look, my friends. Behold the scene of our next great adventure.
You and your adventures. I trust you have not forgotten the true purpose of our voyage?
At last, we are come to the land you call the New World. My home. Tura!
boundless possibilities. I dare say our destination will soon be in sight.
Enjoying yourself for a change?
Come now. There's no cause for panic. This one might make for a worthy opponent.
Good evening, all you beautiful people. Welcome to the stream.
To have a moment to speak further.
I hope everybody's doing well out there. We're gonna get into some Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers MSQ here in a bit. Tell me, how's everybody doing tonight? I hope the stream is stable for you. So far, no drop frames. And we are streaming on YouTube as well. My description. Go ahead and watch on YouTube if that's your favorite platform. Otherwise, we're going to get started here in just a little bit. So hang tight.
Behold the scene of our next great adventure.
You and your adventures. I trust you have not forgotten the true purpose of our voyage?
At last we are come to the land you call the New World. My home. Tural.
I hope there's no bad queues for anybody out there. Mine's 18, so hopefully that's good. I transferred to a new server though, so... Just testing some stuff out here, trying to see if I can get the game better so you can see everything. That looks pretty darn good to me according to my little screen there. Probably not full screen, but it'll work. Alright, let's jump into some MSQ here. Assuming you have no objections, let us make our way directly to the city outskirts. If we time our arrival just right, you may be lucky enough to see why I haven't yet to set foot in Elmore, despite my best efforts to do so. Come, from here we must head west, and then cross a small bridge. We are heading west. Calusa seems peaceful, does it not? Almost familiar. I had a similar impression of the Crystarium. Even in the distant world, people are much the same. To think that whenever a calamity struck the source, a reflection such as this one, with all its culture and history, was being erased from existence. No, get away from me! Over there. Quickly, someone's in trouble. Skip around this little dude. Be interesting to see what my Lalafell does in battle. Oh, thank the fates. Look out! My poor heart. Thank you, young sir. It's a madam, I know. Ah, there you are. In my haste, I lost my bearings, but I see you have the situation well in hand. Fine work. Are you all right, madam? Just a few bruises from where I fell. Nothing compared to what was in store for me before this brave soul came to my rescue. I honestly thought I was done for. My feet are not as swift as they once were, and I knew there was no one left to hear me scream. Not that I let that stop me. I should probably leave my old house behind and queue up outside Elmore with the rest of them. Doubt those fancy lords and ladies would welcome an old crone like me. Still, even a shack near the gate has to be safer than staying here. One would hope. Either way, I suggest you avoid wandering alone, lest you make the Sin Eater's task any easier. Thank you again. You saved my life. Now I'm sure a strapping lad like you has a little to fear, but I wouldn't linger long in this place. There's naught to be had here but cobwebs and memories. Tis as the lady said, many in these parts have abandoned their homes to live in Elmore's shadow. Should the Sin Eaters descend upon this region, there are precious few with the strength to fight them off. Speaking of which, what have you been told of these monsters? I like the deeper voice better. A brief history then. 'Twas not long after the flood swallowed the better part of the world that the Sin Eaters first appeared, some beastly, some bestious. Yet regardless of their form, they seem incapable of speech, and are all driven by the same insatiable appetite for moral ether. They are predators, and we are their prey. Caluso suffers from far fewer attacks than most regions, but even so, the list of the Sin Eaters' victims grow longer by the day, a tragedy without end. Still, we have won a small victory this time, at least. Now shall we press on? We need to return to where the road forks and follow the path that leads west. And away we go. Zoom, zoom, zoom. The Whale's Breach.
That gate up ahead is known as the Open Arms, and Ulmore itself lies beyond. This, meanwhile, is the aptly named Gate Town, the dwelling place of the many desperate souls who hope to be chosen to live in the city proper.
I thought I recognized you. Brought a new friend, eh? You got a trick or two up your sleeve? Maybe even 3. Care to show me?
He's not here to compete. Leave him be.
What? I was only making conversation.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please! Greetings to our hopeful petitioners, one and all! Yulmore extends its warmest regards. Let it be known that a lady of distinction wishes to dine on fish divine. We seek a master culinarian who can guarantee seafood perfection. Dazzle the matron with your delicious dishes, and life in the city will be yours to enjoy. Even on days when fish is not on the menu! Who among you will answer the call? Name yourself or another. We may not at all.
Fish, is it? Was there anyone?
What about that girl?
Do you recall how I said Yulmore was a center of power and authority? Well, that is not the only reason for its fame. It is also known as the City of Final Pleasures. The noble and the wealthy who survived the flood gathered here to live out the rest of their days in decadent abandon. A poor man could sooner pass through the Iron Needle than Yulmore's gates. The only way the common folk can enter this perverted paradise is if they fulfill the whim of one of the privileged. And so they are picked over like market produce.
What a catch! We'll not be throwing this one back. Having seen your all too obvious charms, we welcome you with open arms. Come, join us in a city of splendor and live out your life in an ecstasy of endeavor. Oh, just look at those expectant faces. What could you possibly be waiting for? Well, what have we here? An extra share of meal to celebrate our newest resident! For you!
Ah, at last!
Enjoy!
Thank goodness.
Over here!
Meal is a foodstuff which Yulmore routinely doles out to the people of Gatetown, and apparently a staple for its citizens as well. Many here rely on it to survive in these times of scarcity. Yet the whole arrangement just seems... well, let's just say it leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Now you understand why my attempts to enter the city have thus far come to naught. The dubious privilege of residency must be won via a contest with ever-changing rules. They say this policy has been in place for the past 2 decades, ever since Elmore's current ruler came into power. Yet from what I have seen, it does more harm than good. Not only does it distract people from our shared struggle against the Sin Eaters, it robs them of their self-sufficiency. I have tried to propose ways they could improve their lot, but my words invariably fall on deaf ears. The attitude is so entrenched now, I worry that, well, mayhap you should take a turn around Gate Town and judge the situation for yourself. A large pot bubbles over the flame. Pale chunks, meal, you realize, float in the otherwise plain broth. Just look at it. Can you imagine a more beautiful city? Every day I dream of the life that waits for me inside those walls. Oh, will they ever pick me? Still here, are you? Can't blame you for wanting a slice of Elmore's pie. If you ask me, you should ditch that sour-faced brat and make a home for yourself here. Gate Town's not much to look at, but at least it's safe, and the meal is the best thing I've ever tasted. You've seen what the Gate Town has to offer? These people can no longer fend for themselves. They become dependent on handouts of meal, and believe Elmore is the answer to all their woes. Yet no matter how I feign my encouragement, they seem unwilling, nay, unable to conceive any of the other way of life. Alphanode wears a look of profound disapproval. You disapprove of these people's way of life? You disapprove of Elmore. It is difficult to make a final judgment without first seeing the city's inner workings. Mayhap it is the uncertainty which always makes me feel so ill at ease here. Not that it matters, however unjust the system seems to be. If these people claim to be content with their lot, it is hardly my place to criticize their choices. But take the elderly lady you rescued. Does it not seem that those who have chosen to forego Elmore's legacy are doomed to suffer for their independence? In the end, they are all but forced to seek refuge in Gate Town, and so hamlets and fields across the island are left empty and unattended, hastening the region's descent into ruin. Nay, I am not convinced that Elmore's generosity truly serves the best interests of Calusa's people. I am not so naive as to think there is some miraculous solution to all this, yet I cannot help but frown at the sight of the hard-working villagers struggling to survive, even as the chosen few rejoice at being plucked from poverty by the hand of the capricious noble. There has to be a better way. I will not know for sure, however, until I have taken those long-delayed steps through Elmore's gates. 'Tis fortunate that you have arrived when you did, Azazel. I have been working on a scheme to insinuate myself into the city, and if all goes to plan, it should come soon to fruition. There's a beast tribe who makes its home in the sea surrounding the island, the Ondo. They are called, though you and I know them as Sahagan. For the most part, they keep to themselves in their ocean grottos and rarely have dealings with the land dwellers. But as Tataru took such great pains to impress upon me during our stay in Kugani, business favors the bold, and so I reached out to them. I duly discovered that the Ondo are inordinately fond of land-grown produce, fresh fruits in particular, and when I offered to produce such goods for them, they promised to pay me in pearls. An attractive business venture for any prospective investor. Would you not agree? Surely even the most jaded Elmorian lord would have time for a merchant who can make pearls from plums and pumpkins. Yes, I've come a long way since my days of buying samurai swords without first negotiating a price. My appointment with the Ondo is due to take place in a few hours. I just need to collect the produce and meet with them on the shore. Might you help me make the exchange? Nod. Excellent. I should be glad of your company. First things first, then. We must pay a visit to Moshamoa, my supplier and right. Come. It is just to the northwest of here. Let's get on our mount here. This mount is pretty cool. If only I could fly. Which way to go? I'm gonna fly through this fate, I'm sure. Fate joined. Not interested. But there is an Aether Eye. Can you guys hear the game sound okay? Good day to you, Moshamor. This is my associate, Azazel. We are here to collect the produce I purchased. Hey, I loaded your lackey up with the goods not long ago. My lackey? I know of no such person. Miss Dell, lad. Short blue hair. No, he said he'd come on your behalf, and since he seemed to know all the details, I just assumed. Confound it, someone must have been eavesdropping on our conversation. If this charlatan was here not long ago, he cannot have gone far. We should split up and search the area. You find a vantage point on the south side of town, and I shall take the west. Jumping Lalafell over fences. Yeah, yeah. Just fly away. I have no business with you. Hello, kitty. That's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. Search the surroundings for a male mistel with short blue hair. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out, target the likely suspect, and inspect him with R2X. Okay. Alright, let's see here. Individual right here. You have located your quarry. Well, that was easy. You have a keen eye. Let us move in before he makes good his escape. Really?
There you are. The thief who claims the harvest on my behalf. Hand it over.
Forgive me.
I have to get into the city. I have no family and all my friends have already been chosen. No one here gives a damn about me. When the meal gets handed out, I'm lucky if I get a smell of it. No matter what I do, they won't call out my name. I'm so tired, I'm so bloody hungry. I thought maybe I could steal your idea, get in that way.
What is your name?
Kai Shear.
Tell me then, Kai Shear, must it be Yulmore or nothing? What of the Crystarium? They may not offer charity, but you would be fairly compensated for any work you did.
No, it has to be Yulmore. That's where all my friends are. We made a promise that we'd live together in paradise.
I was to make my deal with the Ondo at the Clave. Listen carefully, and I shall tell you my plans for the business, and how best to arouse the Yulmoran's interest.
You'll give me your place? Just like that?
I'm giving you a chance, nothing more. What comes of it is entirely up to you.
I understand. Oh, thank you, thank you!
Interesting.
This was but one path. There will be others. But for young Kai Shear, it was the difference between life and death. I do not regret my decision, yet I will admit that a part of me wonders if it was for the best. We strive to bring swift salvation to this world, that countless lives might be saved, not least your own. Even if it came at the cost of one man, should I have forged on regardless? Indeed. We will find another way. I promise you. Shall we return to right then? Is that... I can't be sure, but I think someone's in trouble. Come on, they may need our help.
always confused where to go. Always. Never fails. That should take care of the worst of his injuries. Cough, sputter. Mercy, mercy, I beg you. Breathe easy, sir. No harm will come to you here. The poor man is shivering. Please keep an eye on him while I get a fire going. I thought for certain I was dead. How am I ever to repay this kindness? We'll settle for the tale behind your current predicament. Why don't you begin by telling us your name? Tristol. I was invited into Elmore to work as an artist. A wealthy couple took me in to paint pictures for them, but when my style proved contrary to their taste, they just as quickly turfed me out onto the street. As I was penniless and patronless, I gave sin in Lord Vanther's city. Within days they had brought me before the man himself, and he asked me what I meant to do. Dejected as I was, I told him that I wished to leave. Little did I know how soon he would grant me my wish. They flung me over the balustrade into God's damn ocean. That sucks. From up here, how were you not dashed to pieces? Don't ask me, luck I suppose, though if you hadn't found me when you did, I wouldn't have counted for much. Monstrous, and the citizens condone such barbaric punishment. Oh, without a second thought, the Lord Vathyr passes judgment. No one so much as blinks, let alone argues. In Elmore, in Ulmore, his word is law. So we rescued Tristol. Oh, there's an aether current right there. I shall bend all my thoughts towards securing another way into the city. There must be something we can do. But first, we should convey Tristol to the shelter of the village. Fire or no fire, he needs to be out of this chilly coastal air. A way into the city. any MMO, if you stay to the road, it will hurt you, apparently, because a big buffalo is standing right next to me. Oh, and you moved just in time. Great. Now there's birds crossing the road, so now it's not safe there. Good lordy. Almost passed it right up. Pray accept my deepest gratitude. I owe you both my life. And if you'll permit me, I would assist you in your attempt to enter Yilmore, insofar as I am able at any rate. To be frank, the thought of sending my saviors into the awful place makes me sick to my stomach. But since it's plain you've set your minds on it, you should take this. It's my favorite paintbrush. The Amorian elite are never satisfied until they get exactly what they want, and if I'm not mistaken, the couple I mentioned will be looking for someone to replace me. If you make a show of owning such a well-used brush, you may be able to convince people you have the talent for painting. Are you certain this is your livelihood? We cannot deprive you of such treasured possession. I give it gladly after all you've done for me. Besides, I can't. I don't think I have the heart to paint anymore. As to what I'll do instead, I honestly haven't decided, but I shan't stay long in this place, not with the city brooding over me. Nay, I'll move on to the new lands and in a new profession, and I'll keep you in my prayers from now until my dying day. Alright. City of Final Pleasures. Alphina weighs the brush you received from Tristal deep in thought. They say kindness is its own reward, but Tristal has repaid us with a gift as timely as it was unexpected. We will, however, need to act upon his advice before another painter steps in to fill the vacancy. Thankfully, I do have some modest skill with a brush. Nothing approaching that of a true artist, of course, but enough to play the role, I would hope. As for you, well, if you don't mind taking a subordinate role, mayhap you could pose as my assistant. Then it is settled. All we need to do now is return to Gate Town and await the next appearance of those vile jesters. Gate Town, Gate Town. Here they come. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention once more. What a day it's been for the folks at our door. We placed a peddler who made pearls from a plum, and now we've a place for a painter of a plum. A plum. Whatever. So come along and don't be slow. It's time to let your colors show. I can paint portraits at least. Landscapes are still still lifes are so rarely commissioned these days. Ooh, I thought I spied some new faces in the crowd. What fortune that you should feel at ease around an easel. What proof have you that of your prowess? Any masterpieces on your person? Sadly not. Everything I paint is soon sold. Such is the life of a working artist. I have only my brush to testify for me, though you will note that it has seen no small amount of service. Ho, flecks of paint, both old and new, a tool much loved and much used. Not a prop to be conjured on the hop. Very well, come with us, and we'll put those talents to the test. And who is this hanger-on? Well-wisher on or parasite? Why, this is my assistant. He whose unfailing support allows my art to flourish. I will go with him, or not at all. Parasite, then. We shall leave his fate in the hands of your new employer. It matters not not a whit to us. And having filled our last vacant space, we retire to Ulmore's sweet embrace. Getting a warm welcome from the residents, that's nice. Oh, mercy me, the mule. We almost took our leave without leaving a loving token. We must empty the sacks ere we make our way back.
Redemption is beyond us. The lament of all but saints and fools, and the comfort of the lords and ladies of this accursed place. Once they held fast against the madness, only to embrace the coming cataclysm and delight in the end of days.
Why are they walking so slow?
Perhaps in rapture they seek to lose themselves and the misery they share.
Come on, pick up the pace here a little bit, people.
Or perhaps for them alone, the promise of eternal pleasure really does hold true.
Well, y'all, this is going to be a short stream tonight. I'm tired. But we will pick this up tomorrow. Sometime tomorrow. I'm hoping in the morning, but we'll see. So for now, I bid you adieu, and we'll get out of the game here. And we'll get out of the game so we can continue right where we left off. Alrighty. Once again, we'll see you beautiful people again tomorrow. Sometime. Don't really have a schedule yet for my streams, but hopefully I will. For now, I bid you adieu.